Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today, I am doing a page in my art journal. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm glad you could be here. My name is Debbie, and this is My Crafty Den. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm so glad you can be here today. I appreciate each and every single view. So yeah, I have my coffee and it's started. I don't know if you can see this or not, but yeah, the Halloween mugs are out. And I think I'm just going to do a general just work in my art journal, however the feeling takes me today. So I've started by ripping up some magazine pages, a book page, a little bit of some scrapbooking paper with some music on it. And I'm just going to start covering my page with some of these. So I like to use, I guess I could probably use a glue stick in here, but I like using the Tombow liquid glue. It's just, with this spreader, it just makes it so easy to use a liquid glue. So I'm just going to start by gluing down the pages along the edge here. So no rhyme or reason to this, just covering my page. I'm just going to grab a piece of wax paper and put between my pages. I usually have some in my drawer right here. There. So I'm going to give this a quick dry, and actually, before I even give it a quick dry, I just have some clear gesso here. I'm just going to go over this whole page with some clear gesso to seal it in, because I am going to use some liquids on it. So I'm just going to put that on there. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to hit this with some heat and dry it quick. Okay, so now that that's dried a little bit, I'm going to take this, and it says white gesso on here, but it's not really white gesso. It's a little bit, I had a little bit of white acrylic paint left, and I just added some of that liquid gesso to it. And make sure you shake it up really, really good when you do that. I haven't used it for a while, so give it a good shake. I don't know if it separates or not. I can't tell because I can't see in the bottle. But I'm just going to add like drops like that, because all I'm using it for is to just push the background paper back a little bit. So I'm just going to thin it out on some of this text like this. See how it's pushing that text back? Oops. does that need to be dried? A little bit, I think. This should only take a sec because that's really, really light. I am going to grab out 18 watercolors. Pentels. Oh, look at these. I usually see the little pots. That's what I thought these were going to be. 18 colors in tubes. 2 fluorescent colors included. Wow, these are pretty cool. So I'm going with a sentiment that I just cut out of a magazine, and it says Quiet Moments because I liked it. And so what am I going to use for my colors? How about a little bit of this gold and orange and this yellow ochre and this, how about these watercolors on my page? These yellows, yellow, orange, and ochre. You think? And maybe a little bit of this brown. I think if I go chocolate, it might be too brown, but if I go with just this brown, it just says brown. So let me get a glass of water, guys. I have a nice big mug that I like to use because I've tipped I've tipped a tiny glass of water over. So yeah, no, not fun. So nice big mug, and let's see what happens. So I haven't played with watercolors for quite some time. So let's find a nice big soft brush, something that'll hold a lot of water. And let's start putting some water on my page. And I should be good with this. So I'm just going to put a bunch of water on there. I'm going to add, let's see, I'm going to add a little dab of this. And then let's just see what happens when you get this in the water. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, these are cool. This isn't something that I've, okay, I've got this. And let's put a little bit down here. And I'm going to add a teeny tiny dot more to this to make it nice and strong. There. And now, let's put that back in there. Put the lid on this. These are tiny, tiny wee lids. These are cool. I love yard sale finds, guys. I didn't even buy this yard sale find. Actually, my stepmom did that. And she always knows, she knows somebody will want it. So I am going to just take these now and wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. And I am going to dry it because I'm going to dry between my colors. So I sped that up a little bit to show you that I was blowing the color around the page a little bit. Now, I'm not going to let these pages lay flat because I do kind of want it to run a little bit. So that was the orange. Let's do a little bit of this brown. you'll notice when I'm pushing the paint around on the paper, that I can't control where the paint is going. I just put the air to it and it starts to go, and then it catches, and this is why I put the paper there. See the edges of the paper? It's following the edges of the paper, and the edges of the paper will make it turn direction, and just that little bit of texture is so cool. So I'm going to add, I'm going to add some yellow to this. So that's a nice little petal. See what happens when you just let it run. It just picks its own directions. So I know if I let it run down like this, it's going to follow that paper line. I'm going to tip it this way and let it travel. This is fun, guys. Like, if you don't do this yourself, grab some cheap watercolors at, I mean, they don't have to be in tubes. I usually just use watercolors from the little palettes that have the little hard cakes of watercolor on them. So and that's what I thought this was when I opened that bag, but it's really cool. So yes, some yellow there. I'm not even going to get clean water. I'm just going to keep this simple. I'm going to put some yellow over in this corner. So I'm going to put some water there. That brown is lifting back up again. So I'm just going to mix some yellow in with it and keep going. There. Just going to let that run down this side of the page. Ooh, look where it's picking up the brown. It's marbling. Wow, that's cool. So I'm just going to let it run. I ran out of edge that way, so I'm just going to let it run this way until I run to the edge again. And I think I'm going to go back to the orange, maybe. I'm not going to go with the really light yellow because I think that that'll get lost in here. Maybe this yellow ochre. And I don't think I'm even going to dry it this time. Whatever runs with the other is just going to run with it. So I'm going to put some water there, some water here, some water down here, and then I am going to put, oops, a little bit of the oil or liquid or whatever from that paint is there. So I'm going to add this. It's kind of a mustardy color. Very cool. We'll go with these colors just fine and tone them down a little bit. It is fall. The seasons affect what colors I like, apparently. So maybe a little bit more water in that one. Okay, and then I am just going to turn my page each and every way until I run out of page. So I'm going to go this way until it starts to run off. And then this way. Whoops. And then this way. Let's tuck that back up in there. And then let's just let it run right off the page. This way. And then down this way again. Some over this way. I don't know if you guys can see that, what I'm doing. I hope you can. It's hard for me to watch and do this at the same time. So let's hope for the best. And I'm going to take this, dry it, and blow that around a little bit. So I need to go back to the orange, I think, because the orange is the color that I want to be more prominent. So I am going to add a little bit of water to the side of my page here, or beside my page here. I don't care that there's some yellow in it. I'm going to add some orange to this and mix up myself a little bit of paint. There. There. I almost lost that little lid. They are awfully tiny, guys. Okay, so I am going to add a little bit here. My tummy's growling. I guess that's because I haven't had my breakfast yet. It's almost lunchtime. I am just trying to blob the, blob is the word for it, the orange paint into the white spaces, as you can see. Because I'm still just working on a background here. So, is that blending this all together a little bit better, guys? And this is why I dried like the ochre and the yellow and the brown, because when I dab on all this wet, I want some of that definition, like those lines and that marbly kind of look, to stay there. There, so I've spread that out pretty good, I think. So the background is all done. Let's just throw that in there. I'm going to give this one last dry and try to make it flat. And then I am going to figure out what I'm going to do next. So I'm just going to use an old sponge that had some green dye on it. And I'm going to ink it up with my archival ink, the Ranger's ink. And I might have to re-ink this ink pad, because there's not a whole lot of ink coming on there. And I do have, this is what I use, the re-inker. Whoops. There. That will work a little better now, I think. And I am going to first go all the way around this page before I get the stickers on it. bit of ink on here, and I'm going to just go down this. I'm really rubbing right down the coils and onto the page. So these coils are starting to look a bit rusted, but it's not rust. It's me doing that and putting different product on them all the time. So the black dots that I got from when that ink splattered, I think look really cool. So I am going to just take a little wee bit of my black acrylic paint, and I am going to put, I usually have a dish or something right close by here that I can use, maybe just the back of a piece of plastic. I'll just grab some plastic stickers and flip them over. I'm just going to put a little bit of black paint out on here like that. And I'm going to put a little dab of water here to mix it in. And then I'm going to grab another paintbrush, this one, and water this paint down. Maybe a little more water. Make it nice and wet. And then oh yes, I'm liking that. I might have taken my wax paper up a tad too soon. Maybe a bit more. So I'm liking my background finally. Yeah, it's amazing what a little black edge and some black dots will do, isn't it? So I have my background. Now I want to put my focus down. So I found this, cut it out of a magazine. And these are the stickers that I was thinking of using on here. But now I'm second guessing myself because I have this grandmother book that has some really terrific vintagey pictures in it. And I'm looking at this with the little bunnies and I'm thinking how pretty that would look on that background. So yeah, I really like this one. So I'm just going to tear out this page and I'm going to cut out that image like this. And I'm going to use this image instead of the stickers. So let's see. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this background, this fall colors background with this is really pretty as well. Yeah, I'm liking that. And I like she's got black polka dots on her dress. And yeah, it's all going well together. Grandmothers are people who take delight in hearing babies breathing on the telephone. That is so true, guys. So true. So it's not taking the ink very well, but I'm going to glue this down. And I don't think I'm going to put glue on the whole image because if I do that, the whole image is going to wrinkle because of the type of shiny paper it is. For some reason, shiny paper just does that. But what I am going to do is just go around the outside like this and make sure that there's enough glue there that this is going to be down permanently. Like that. Just like that. And then I'm going to take the quiet moments I need something to stand my glue up in when I'm not using it. So right here, I'm going to lift that and put that right under the corner, just like that. I don't want to cover up the word, but I do want the word under this, not over it. And there. Now, I want to use my, maybe my Sharpie. There. And I just wanted to look like I scribbled around it. And I'm going to use the Sharpie as well to go around this. There. I'm going to flip ends and put some stitching. There. So I like it, guys. I really do like it. I'm going to put the date here. And I am done. Maybe I'll give it a little initial too. Just put my initials on it. Shouldn't we sign our stuff? I mean, so there's the page, guys. I just think it's gorgeous. And what a way to keep a little piece of artwork from a book that you really, really like. I just think this is an adorable picture. I have rabbits, so I'm partial to rabbits and vintage. And there's nothing about this picture that I don't like. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate each and every single view, and you have no idea how much I appreciate them. Your comments are all much appreciated as well. So let me know what you think. Would you just use a picture from a book to do an art journal page? I think it's a great way to keep something that you love. And don't forget to share this if you know any like-minded people. And by all means, go subscribe right now so that you don't forget. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye for now.